How's it going, everyone? Forgive me, I am restarting this stream. There's just too many errors. There's just too many errors in the stream, and um, I it's my first time streaming. And in the previous stream, for those of you guys that were there, the stream it was just kind of wasn't good. I am going to post real quick a picture on Instagram to let everyone know that I am streaming. One second. Yeah, it's just it's my first time streaming. It's very, very nerve-wracking. I will say that. I usually do better when I have someone else in the stream talking to them back and forth. So I will give myself that. But when I'm by myself and I just have to share my thoughts, it's a mess for me. Let me just go ahead and post it on Instagram so everybody else knows I'm streaming. Let's see, one second. So far we have 0 viewers. And that's all good. That's all good. All right. We're good. Potentially my friend might join up. I just texted her, was in contact with her to see if she might join up the stream. Anyway, I posted it. Let's hope that people join up. This is my first stream officially, like uploading this for sure. Just wanted to go ahead and talk about a couple things today. A couple things that might be a little bit controversial. I do want to watch out with certain things that I say, just because I want to be careful in terms of talking about the faith. But let me go ahead and share my screen for you guys, so we can just start. So real quick. So just to begin, I mean, we spoke about this in the stream, before this, but I kind of messed up a lot. Like I forgot to share the screen. I would upload it, but then it was a mess. But we were talking about Cardinal Bychok, the Eastern Catholic Cardinal, and a Latin Rite bishop. The Latin Rite bishop was celebrating a pontifical Latin Mass for a community, for a religious community. And it was beautiful. I mean, I thought it was beautiful. I thought it looked great. And of course, it's even more so better that, Cardinal Bychok actually showed up. And he made his appearance, of course, in the classic Eastern attire, Eastern vestments that he typically wears. I think it looked great. Now, these are some images. Right here, you can see he's doing a blessing, if I'm not mistaken. We see deacon, bishop. This looks beautiful, in my opinion. Aesthetically, this looks great. We see this really reminds us of an ancient liturgy, of a liturgy of the ages. Reminds us of Catholicity. That Catholicity extends all the way to the Eastern Church, to the Eastern Catholic Church that is in communion with Peter, and only in communion with Peter. Let's see. My friend might join up. I'm hoping she does. Let me see if she's commented. Yeah, there she is. Grace, if you do want to join up to discuss, to talk, I would appreciate that. Anyway, I've also invited a couple other of my friends to see if they want to join up, but we might have them another time as well. Anyway, now I did want to talk about that as well. Interviews that I want to do with people in terms of maybe their faith or their conversion or things like that, their reversion, maybe even with those that have left the Catholic Church, et cetera, et cetera. But of course, we again see the beauty of this liturgy right here, pontifical liturgy, with right here the great Cardinal. There he is. Oh yeah, she's got to go to Vespers. It's all good. She can't join up. It's all good. Don't worry about it. But yeah, and again, as one of the commenters said, where was the celebration? It was in the Carmelite Monastery of Elijah. Carmelites are the coolest, in my opinion. And actually, my friend Grace is discerning joining the Carmelites. So definitely be in prayers for her. But yeah, I mean, this looks like the coolest liturgy ever. I mean, you have an Eastern Catholic Cardinal, Latin Rite bishop celebrating a pontifical Latin Mass. I mean, I love the decoration around too, Sanctus, Sanctus, Sanctus. Mm. This to me really shows an ancient liturgy. And I know the church for sure loves to talk about an ancient liturgy nowadays, especially within the past couple decades. But yeah, we'll get into that eventually. We'll get into that eventually. But yeah, I mean, I think that's enough for that. Personally, I thought this was a really cool event, and I love the aesthetics of this. I think it again does show an ancient aspect of the church, but also a united aspect of the church. How different they are, yet how similar they are. Um, how unified they are in doctrine, and how different they are in aesthetic. I think that's beautiful. Now, I am also going to start sharing my screen again for another thing that I wanted to show you guys. Let me see. Here it is. And this is regarding Ad Orientem and versus Populum. So, by the way, Father Edward posted this. Father Edward Hochschild, I believe that's how I pronounce his name. Amazing priest, in my opinion. I follow him on Instagram, X, of course, on YouTube. Definitely recommend his stuff. He posted this historical snapshot, as you can see from the caption, about how versus Populum was actually practiced even before Vatican II. Now, I personally, for myself, I really dislike versus Populum. I think it really kind of defeats a certain symbol, certain bits of symbolism in the liturgy where we're all facing the east, we're facing Christ, and I think it also does defeat. I'm just going to put it this way: I think it does defeat the purpose of Catholicity. I mean, imagine in every church in the world, they're facing east. That's a dream country. I mean, that's just Catholicity right then and there in liturgy. I think it's to turn it around and to have people facing the opposite way. I think it just kind of does some damage to that symbolism of facing the way where Christ is to come back. Now, people might say, well, and I've seen people actually argue for Novus Ordo Mass that's maybe ad populum, but probably just reverent with Latin, with incense, things like that. I think, and at least in my head, maybe I'm wrong for thinking this, but I really cannot see a mass versus populum, and in my head think of it as reverent. I think it's really hard for me to think about that. I mean, you can certainly categorize it in your head as reverent for sure, but I think Ad Orientem is just such a vital. It's very important. It's very important to Christian worship. It's one of the most important aspects of Christian worship. Good day. Oh, Jude, thank you, bro, for joining up. I really appreciate it. We're just talking about ad populum, versus populum and ad orientem. This is a snapshot from versus populum celebration of the Mass from 1961. Again, I'm not a fan of it. I really think the church should turn back around facing ad orientem. I think it's going to bring a lot of reverence toward the Eucharist again. I think it's going to bring a lot of Catholicity again when we're all facing east. But yeah, I mean, I think it's important personally. But yeah, definitely check out Father Edward's, social medias. I think he's a great guy. He's a great priest. And I don't know if he maybe uploaded a couple of videos of him celebrating Mass, but he's very reverent as well. Very reverent in general. Beautiful vestments. I'm trying to find to see if he posted anything. No, I don't think he did. But regardless, and then one more thing I wanted to show you guys, and then we'll get to maybe some other topics. Are you going to discuss Bishop Roque's recent paper? Yes, I mean we can definitely talk about that for sure. I'm honestly with all the things happening, it's really hard to be charitable in these times, But I really wish to be, but I maybe want to refrain from discussing it probably because I don't want to be uncharitable. Now here's a letter. I don't think I brought it up. I have brought it up, yes. So here's a letter from someone who, I mean, these are people in the Middle East, bishops from the Middle East, clergy from the Middle East, specifically in Palestine. Now, Cardinal Pizzaballa has formally condemned Christian Zionism. As we read the letter, of course, I'm probably not gonna. Maybe I'll read little bits of it, but you can tell this is defeating what evangelicals think is the idea of how they think about the chosen people, how they think about Israel. Um, of course, first and foremost, we have to understand that the land is called Palestine, and what Israel is doing there is a genocide. But let's go ahead and before we even get into all that, let's just go ahead and read the letter. The patriarchs and heads of the churches further note, and I'm starting from right here, by the way, with concern that these individuals have been welcomed at official levels both locally and internationally. Such actions constitute interference in the internal life of the churches and disregard the pastoral responsibility vested in the patriarchs and heads of the churches in Jerusalem. And who are these people, you might say? These people, it says right here, such as Christian Zionism, Christian Zionists. We see that obviously they condemn this sort of Christian Zionism. May the Lord, who is the shepherd and guardian of souls, grant wisdom for the protection of his people and safeguarding of his witness in the sacred land. I think it's important, especially with what we've seen recently with Cardinal Pizzaballa, with the Lutheran Church there, with all the Orthodox churches there. We see that the occupation there is not their friend. We see that the church is really struggling in Palestine. We see that many evangelicals here in the United States show a favor towards Zionism, show a favor towards Israel. Why? That's due to their theology. But here are the main leaders of the church there in Palestine telling these evangelicals this is not how this is not the things are not how you think they are. Things are not how the way they're not functioning the way you think they are. You know, Mm. You have to understand that Christians are being martyred there. They're being martyred. They're being killed, intentionally, unintentionally. It's crazy. And for people to show support for these sort of things, it's crazy. Um, Now, I really think that people like Cardinal Pizzaballa are saints, in my opinion. I really think he's a saint, a living saint. I mean, we saw the things he was willing to do during the heavy days of the war. We also saw his. I mean, well, there's so many reasons to be honest. In terms of him, how he's handled the Holy Land, how he handles even the liturgy there, it's very beautiful. He actually made a good comment the other day. I saw that he said that in the Eastern churches, there's really no discussion about the Latin Mass. I mean, it's allowed and it's perfectly fine in their eyes because of all the different rites that they have there in the in the area of the Holy Land. All the different rights that they got. He says that it's really not a controversy. It's something that's allowed, and that's just how it is. And it's beautiful. I mean, if you look at any of the masses that he says, they're always very beautiful. They're always very reverent. I really admire Cardinal Pizzaballa for everything that he does in the Holy Land, for everything he does for the souls there, both practically and liturgically. I think he does a great job, magnificent job. How hypocrite people must be to follow Christ and support Zionism. I totally agree. I totally agree. It's very hypocritical. Um, yeah, no, I agree with you, man. I agree. Now, in terms of Bishop Rogue's recent paper, it's a good question. I mean, am I going to discuss it? I really do want to discuss it, but I really feel as if I don't know. I really feel as if with these certain topics, especially right now, there's a lot of things going on in my diocese personally. I think right now, today's probably not the best time. I can tomorrow, I feel like, maybe within the next coming days. But yeah, I mean, it gets to a point where it doesn't feel, I don't feel safe doing so. I can always talk about the liturgy. I'm usually fine with that, but it's just today and within the past couple of weeks, it's been very, very rough in my diocese, seeing certain things, and so I'm really lacking a lot of charity. And I will admit that as a Catholic, I'm really lacking charity. Is there any other questions you guys had regarding anything? Let's check out the Instagram. Let's check out the Instagram comments, see if anyone's joined up or anything. Let me see. All right. By the way, I might have some pretty cool guests coming up within the coming days. And thank you, Grace. I do appreciate you. Yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely pray for my diocese right now. It's crazy. Things are very crazy right now in my diocese. We might be able. Oh, once I get the green light to talk about it, from some of my superiors, 1,000% going to be doing streams on it. It's a really crazy thing. I really advise you guys to pray for my diocese. I pray for the young souls in my diocese. I mean, things are just going crazy right now. It's ridiculous. Um, yeah, I mean, I'm trying to see if anyone wants to join up in the stream, probably to talk a little bit, to chill. Hmm. Maybe not today. Today was kind of an unexpected stream. I wasn't supposed to stream today, uh, so who knows? Yeah, but yeah, guys. If not, I might just end off the stream. I mean, I think this was a pretty good first stream, talking about a couple things. Typically, I'll be more energetic and have a lot more input on certain things. It's just today was very, very rough in terms of finding out what topics to talk about. I kind of just pulled out anything that I saw today. Um, but yeah, no, I do appreciate you guys showing up though. For those that did show up, Grace, Jude, I do appreciate you guys and for your prayers. Um, but yeah, I think that might be it for today. I mean, there's not much to do today. Usually I'll have a lot more energy. Today was just kind of like a quick stream. But yeah, I do appreciate you guys for showing up, and yeah, I really hope you guys have a great rest of your night. It's 7 o'clock for me, 7 p.m. I hope you guys are having a good night. And yeah, about my diocese, yeah, things are just going crazy right now in my diocese. I mean, I love it. And by the way, I don't live in Charlotte. So for those of you guys that immediately thought Charlotte, it's not. I'm not from Charlotte. That's not me. I'm from kind of more unknown diocese. I'm not from a huge city or anything like a famous city. But even in these small dioceses, we're struggling for sure. But yeah, any final questions before we can definitely talk about some stuff if there's some things you guys want to talk about for sure. And we got a big collab probably coming in soon. A couple of them. I think there's some people I definitely would want to get on stream. Oh yeah, for sure. I appreciate you guys' feedback for the edits. I really do appreciate it. I think a lot of those I really enjoy making, and I think a lot of you guys like them as well. So I really appreciate you guys for supporting me in terms of that. Almost dropped my life. But yeah, and by the way, this is my office as well. So for those of you guys that don't know me, I'm an educator. I'm a Catholic educator, middle school Catholic educator, and this is my office. I might do a little office tour. Might do a little office tour to show you guys around. Show you guys all the sort of things I got going on here. I got my Roman Catholic daily missal here, the gospel, Saint George of Versailles, and then an image of him which actually touched a first class relic of him, I believe. Outside of recent news events for the church, some discussions on different groups, communities would be cool, maybe. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'd love to do discussions on different groups. The thing is, though, I think I do a lot better when I'm talking to someone about it. I think when I'm talking to someone about these certain things, I feel like I definitely, I don't know, I feel like I definitely like lock in more, and I feel more open to discuss. When it's just me by myself like this, it feels a little awkward for me. After this stream, I might record like a little office video, and show you guys around, and then probably upload that if you're interested. But yeah, my office, I really love it. I do appreciate you guys' feedback. I love it. It's my comfort space, to be honest. I feel great here. I feel like, I don't know. Is this your way of asking me to Carmel? Yeah, so for those of you guys that don't know, my friend Grace, she's really discerning the Carmelites, and really pray for her. Really pray for her. It is definitely a hard decision to do. It's really hard to just kind of give your life like that, but God always gives the graces. And we spoke about it in the morning. I sent her a couple of texts about this, but God does give you the graces to handle these things. Mm. But yeah, I mean, I'll definitely be doing some discussions on groups like the FSSP, the SPX, maybe even some of the more liberal groups as well, discussions about that. Um, I feel calling for Dominican order preachers. Yeah, the order preacher is honestly beautiful. I love the Dominican order. If I was to join a religious order, it'd for sure be the Augustinians, but the Dominican order would be second or third in my opinion. They're a great order in my. I love the Dominican order. They're just a beautiful order, and I mean they have great. I mean they have the angelic doctor. I mean, what else do you need there? I mean, they have the angelic doctor. They base off many things off him. Um, a bit of research. Yeah, for sure. Do research, do everything you can to be able to really make yourself familiar to the order. And by the way, their habits are sick. I love their habits. Um, let's see. Yeah, I love their habits personally. I just watching myself. That's crazy. I love it. Christian's actually becoming a FSSP priest. Yeah, we'll see about that for sure. Nah, you know, the FSSP is beautiful, but if I was to become a priest, it would 1000% be a diocesan priest, no doubt. Though I do believe that the Latin Mass should be the ordinary form of the Mass, and it should be the one form, the main form, I should say, not the one form, the main form in the Latin Rite. I think growing up in the Novus Ordo communities, I think I feel a call to helping those communities out. And I do as much as I can now, but of course, I'm not a priest. There's many things I can't do. But I feel a calling to really help out those communities. So unfortunately for Grace, I'm not going to be joining the FSSP for sure. But I do admire the FSSP a lot and Institute of Christ the King. But I much more FSSP because there's an FSSP parish very near, very close to me, and so and very near and dear to my heart. So I'll always be showing love and support to that church, to that parish, which is a very healthy and vibrant parish. Though the building is small, I mean, it serves over like 1,000 parishioners, probably even more than that, a lot more than that. But yeah, I might do a little room tour, a little office tour, in a little bit. Unfortunately, this office probably won't last for more than 4 or 5 months. I've had this for maybe I want to say maybe now like 5 months or so, maybe 4 months I've had it. Um, but unfortunately, due to some circumstances which I will not talk about now, but eventually, I, may unfortunately this office probably won't be up here too long, but we'll talk about it eventually. I'm gonna head out, but I do appreciate you guys for joining up. I love you guys, of course, and I pray for you guys, pray for me. I'm hoping to, get some people up in here pretty soon, one of these days, and yeah, some people you guys probably know. I'm sure you guys will. I'm sure you guys will really like that. So I appreciate you guys. God bless you guys. I appreciate you. And yeah, that's about it. Good night, guys.